A recent online incident, you could call it a saga, maybe. It really grabbed the internet's attention. And it's one of those moments that just perfectly shows how fast a seemingly private thing done in public can just explode globally. Viral.
It is pretty striking, isn't it? And what's really interesting isn't just like the randomness of it all, but how quickly a normal experience, just going to a concert, can become this huge public spectacle.
Yeah.
With immediate, really far-reaching consequences, especially when it involves people who are, visible. CEOs, people in leadership roles.
Right.
It kind of highlights this fundamental shift in how public figures, or honestly, even just anybody in public, how they're seen and scrutinized now.
That's such a key point. And our case study for this deep dive is Andy Byron. He's the CEO of a tech company, Astronomer.
Okay.
So you picture it. A corporate leader, he's married, has kids, probably just thinks he's having a regular night out,
Just enjoying the music.
Exactly. But then this one unexpected moment happens and bam, he's thrown right into the public spotlight.
And that really brings up a critical question, doesn't it? What happens, what's the difference when your personal life accidentally becomes, content for the whole world?
Yeah.
It's not like the old days with just traditional media scrutiny. Now it's this democratized, often totally unfiltered and incredibly fast public dissection.
It's like the walls between private and public just crumbled.
Completely dissolved, yeah.
So here's where it gets really specific. The scene is a Coldplay concert in Boston.
Okay.
And Andy Byron, the CEO, he ends up on the kiss cam. You know the kiss cam.
Oh, yeah. Infamous.
Right, but he's not there with his wife. He's next to Kristen Cabot, who is Astronomer's chief people officer.
Ah, okay. The plot thickens.
And then, this is the moment, Chris Martin, Coldplay's frontman, actually comments from the stage. He sees them, and he says, oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're very shy.
Wow. From Chris Martin himself.
Yeah.
And that, you see, that was the spark, that comment.
Totally.
The video just went viral almost instantly. You mentioned unpredictability earlier, but, how does a single comment, sort of off the cuff, from someone famous like Chris Martin, how does that amplify things differently than if, say, just some random person in the crowd had yelled it?
That's a great question. It's like, the phrase caught in 4K? This was like that, but amplified by a massive celebrity voice. Maybe 8K, 16K by now?
Right, yeah.
Chris Martin's comment basically validated the whole thing, gave it instant narrative, and the fallout was immediate. Super intense.
So what happened then?
Well, reports are his wife's Facebook comments became, quote, a war zone. His LinkedIn profile was just, quote, on fire.
Wow.
The internet, you know how it does, went full detective mode, trying to piece everything together. And it wasn't even just him. There was another employee, Alyssa Stoddard. She was in the background of the video, just looking stunned.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah. Her expression became its own meme, part of the whole package.
That ripple effect is really what stands out, isn't it?
Totally.
It just shows the intense pressure of this kind of digital scrutiny, not just on the main people involved, but anyone even slightly connected.
Anyone in the frame, basically.
Exactly. So beyond the sort of immediate public shaming aspect, what are some of maybe the longer term, less obvious professional impacts when your personal life or even just your presence somewhere becomes internet content like this?
That's a really interesting angle, the long-term professional side. I hadn't really thought about, the ripple effect on future jobs or partnerships. Are employers now doing a viral incident check?
Could be. It's certainly part of your digital footprint now.
It really shows how fast things can just unravel. So, okay, this brings us to the mission for this deep dive. We want to get past the, the sensational headlines.
Right. More than just the gossip.
Yeah, exactly. We want to dig into the critical lessons here. Lessons about the incredible speed of online virality, about the ethics of public scrutiny, when someone's life gets picked apart by millions of strangers, and the huge lasting impact this stuff has on digital footprints. For anyone, really, but especially people building careers or navigating public life today.
And that speed you mentioned, the velocity, it's key. It forces us to think about the moral gray areas of how content gets made and consumed online.
Definitely.
Because, okay, maybe there are elements of personal responsibility in your public actions, sure. But the kind of pile on, the cancellation and public humiliation that often follows, that raises some pretty big ethical questions about the role of the observers, right? The collective responsibility, maybe, of online communities.
It's a mob mentality sometimes.
It can be. And there's often this huge imbalance of power between the person being watched and the watching crowd.
It makes you wonder, like, if you were Andy Byron, how would you even begin to respond to something like that? It feels overwhelming.
Absolutely. Where do you start?
And then there's the bigger picture, right? On one hand, you see content that's, let's be honest, juicy gossip or kind of scandalous. It gets so much attention because people click on it, people consume it. It makes you think about, well, what kind of content do you want to create or consume, and what do you want your own digital presence to say about you?
Precisely. And what's really powerful here is that this was user-generated content, wasn't it?
Yeah, good point.
It wasn't like a planned paparazzi shot. It was just someone at the concert with a phone. And that video becomes this global event.
Wow.
It's just a stark reminder that basically anything you do in public now could become the next viral thing.
Anything.
Which means we probably all need a new level of mindfulness about, our actions, our presence, even just where we stand.
It really is a huge lesson for all of us, especially if you're building a life, building a career so publicly online. Your digital footprint is, well, it's almost everything now.
It defines you in many ways.
And one misstep, or sometimes not even a misstep, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time on camera, it can spiral completely out of control.
And this brings us right back to the algorithms, doesn't it?
Yeah, the engine behind it all.
The big takeaway here isn't just that algorithms don't care if content is good or bad. It's that their fundamental design rewards emotional triggers.
Outrage.
Humor, schadenfreude, curiosity, shock.
Yeah.
They create a system where the most, let's say, disruptive or sensational content, regardless of whether it's true or fair or ethical,
That's what gets amplified.
is proportionally amplified. It's
Right.
not about judging the content's morality. It's just about data points, engagement metrics, and how the platform design itself actually shapes our behavior online.
That's a slightly chilling thought, how the tech shapes us.
It is.
Okay, so as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, let's quickly recap the core things we've touched on.
Sounds good.
We've definitely seen the just astonishing speed that user-generated content can spread, turning a private moment public in, hours?
Mere hours, yeah. We've talked about the intense pressure of that digital scrutiny, that online pile-on.
And we've sort of wrestled with the ethical questions involved, both for the people being watched and for us, the ones doing the watching online.
And it really highlights again that the power of algorithms comes from their indifference. They don't care about quality or morality.
Yep.
Their only real metric is engagement. And that basic principle dictates what grabs the internet's collective attention. Often that's at the expense of nuance or context or individual privacy.
So let's leave our listeners with a final, maybe provocative thought to chew on.
Okay.
In this age we're in, where literally, as you said, anything you do in public could potentially become the next viral moment, what does this whole saga teach you about navigating your own life, your own career online? And think beyond just, I need to avoid negative attention. What does it tell us about how fragile these online identities we build are? How quickly somebody else's narrative can just overwrite your own story, regardless of what you intended?
Yeah, that's a deep question.
So what does that mean for making sure your digital presence, your footprint, actually reflects who you want to be and what you want to be known for? Something for you to think about.